Do you want to make Taco Bell beans? That's them right there. I'm going to show you how to do it super fast, super easy. I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. One's a real cheater way, and then the other one's only sort of a cheater way. They're really quick. You can have this done in 15 minutes. It doesn't take much work, and it's foolproof. And we all love foolproof because I've been fooled before. I have proof. So those aren't the beans that fooled me. I can prove that too. All right, let's make some beans before I say anything else weird.
This is the semi-scratch method of making beans. We're using canned pinto beans, but they are whole. This just avoids the soaking and boiling and all that stuff. And if you don't have a pressure cooker, that takes forever. So this is a much easier way to go, and you get a 99.99% the same thing. We're going to add a tablespoon of butter, our spices, which are basically just half a teaspoon each of onion, garlic, and cumin. We have one dark bean. I'm going to get that out of there. I don't know if that's going to destroy anything, but I don't trust it. So it's out of here. We're going to use our mashed potato loop smasher here to smash our beans. The only problem with this is it does pick up a lot of the stuff inside. That's going to get much easier once we add the liquid, but we're going to smash our beans first. These have been heating in the pan for a couple of minutes. So they're a little more pliable. We're going to add our liquid, but reserve a little bit. We got a couple tablespoons of that left over. This is just the stuff that came out of the can when we drained it in the colander. This already has that wonderful bean taste, so why waste it? Now, the amount of liquid that you're going to put in there is kind of depends on how runny you want your beans, but I would say put about 3/4 of the liquid in there to start with as a safe place to start. That will give you a beans that are fairly tight, but still move around, not like concrete. You don't want concrete beans. No one likes that. So just keep smashing. We're using the spatula here to smash these down and smear these out. As you smash the beans, they will soak up that liquid. It looks runny right now, but trust me, it will be fine. But we're just going to keep smashing and smashing, and I'm showing you this because you're going to spend about the next 2 minutes of your life smashing beans. There are several tools you can use for this. The loop smasher works great. This back of the spatula works pretty good. And then there's the waffle smasher, which is kind of like the mashed potato smasher that looks like a waffle iron. You can use one of those, although I wouldn't start with it because it's really going to load up with the beans when they first start smashing, and it's a nightmare to try and get that thing clean. So that's why I start with the loop smasher, and if I really want to get them finer, I can go with the other, but this basically at this point looks pretty good. I'm just going to let this simmer for a little bit, turn the thing all the way low. I'm going to put a lid on this and let this go for about 3 or 4 minutes. When I come back, you're going to see the beans have really tightened up quite a bit, and here's that waffle smasher. Just give this a good go through. I'm not going crazy with it because I do like a little bit of lumpy beans. So for me, I don't need to go too crazy, but if you want them really fine, this is where you do that. Or you can use a food processor to get them really, really clean. But yeah, this is basically the semi-scratch method. The cheater method is much, much easier, and I'll be showing you that in about 2 seconds here.
Yet another shortcut. Canned refried beans. If you're not in the mood to make all of your refried beans from scratch, well, from a can of pinto beans, you can just buy this. Problem is, this tastes too much like dog food. So what you have to do is you have to doll this up a little bit. So a little chicken stock and a little butter, and put this in a pan, stir that up. Start with a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of chicken stock, and then add one at a time until you get the right consistency. They should be slightly runny, but not super runny. I mean, it should still hold together like a paste of beans. But if you do that, you can use a can like this, and this happens to be low sodium because that lets you control how much you put in it, and then you can change your flavors. And you can put all kinds of stuff in there. You can put a little bit of minced garlic in that. It tastes pretty good. A little onion powder tastes pretty good. And a little, a couple other things. You can put a hot sauce in there. I'm just saying, experiment with your beans. Figure out what you like. That is a sin, but I won't tell anybody. If you want to use that, That's between you and your taco. Go for it. I don't care. Seriously, could that be any easier? No. If you want to just use the can, as I showed you before, you can just do that. But this really isn't that much harder. And you get to control the level of thickness of your beans. If you like chunkier beans, this is pretty much your only option. I like chunkier beans, so this is my option. And there you go. It's hard to make beans look pretty without like a towel and a whole thing, so I'm just going to leave it there and say, there's your refried beans. Oh yeah. Try and move this camera down a little better angle. There we go. Refried beans, folks. That's how you make them. There it is. Now you just add this to all of your items, from burritos to pizzas to everything else. There's your beans. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to check out my Taco Bell Copycats playlist to see all the rest of the videos from this series.